shop at either of these stores? Do you like them? You guys, my question is, do you think you could tell clothes that came from H&M from clothes that came from Express? Do you think you could tell the difference? Yeah. All right. Well, everyone should take out a little piece of paper right now. We're going to have a quiz. And then we're going to get candy. So we want to figure out. When you get your paper out, you're going to want a number 1 through 11. We're just going to show you a picture. What you're going to do is write down what you think is an ad for H&M or for Express. No doubles. Give us a good answer. Don't say either or. Good.
Jeez, look at that stare.
It's fierce.
Yeah, sure.
Keep track of your answers, keep track of how many you get. Alright. So the first one, what do you guys think this was? Alright, good. So the point, you got it. Next one, what do you think?
Express.
Okay. I mean, I have candy bar. What about this one? Alright. Okay, good.
Express.
Alright.
Express. Express. H&M. Yes. Perfect score.
That's something good. This one?
H&M.
No, it was Bruno. Yeah, that would count. How many of you guys get right? Who got the most?
I got 9.
I got 1 wrong.
I got 1 wrong.
I got 10.
Oh, man, what am I doing?
Bruno.
All we have is 3 things of candy. You guys can share them.
Oh, thanks.
Alright, who's the one wrong? Did anyone get them all right?
I only got 1 wrong.
I got 1 wrong too.
Bruno got wrong.
How many people got 1 wrong?
Not including Bruno.
Raise your hand.
Not including Bruno, yeah.
Okay, 4? Alright, well, we'll have to figure out a way to split these.
Got all of them right except Starburst is split.
Oh, really? Alright, you get one then.
You really have to figure out how to split it up between them.
But Anthony's the winner. You got them all right. Alright. So, then now we're going to move into a little bit about the history of each of the customers.
Brief history of the 2 stores. H&M was originally founded by Erling Persons, and he founded the store and he originally called it Hens, and it was primarily just a female store. You could only buy female clothes there. And it wasn't until 1968 that he bought a hunting store called Marie, and it came with a male line of clothing. And so we combined them to form H&M and sell both clothes. H&M has now become a leading fashion designer in Europe, and it wasn't until 2000 actually that its first store opened in Manhattan in America, and now presently it has 208 stores in America and 2,200 stores nationwide, so it's quite a big store. Express, a little bit smaller. It opened in 1980, and it was originally called Limited Express. It wasn't until later that it actually changed its name to just Express. In 1990, it made its first $1 billion in sales and was well to become a very successful company. In 2000, it was bought by a private equity firm in San Francisco called Golden Gate Capital, and it has become the 6th largest retailer of women's and men apparel in the U.S. And it boasts presently 550 stores in America alone, and its estimated sales is $1.8 billion. So it's not quite as big as H&M, but still very popular in America. Moving on to demographics. Primarily with gender, both stores primarily, they target all genders, but primarily female is the main gender. In Express, I think the ratio was about 1 to 3 for female articles of clothing, and in H&M, it was 1 to 4. And, right, so as far as ethnicity is preferred, both of them were majority Caucasian shoppers. In Express, we noticed also African American shoppers, and in H&M, there was a lot of ethnicities, but that was just the time of business, so I'm sure all ethnicities. As far as income level is concerned, majority was middle class. In H&M, it was a little bit lower, and in Express, we noticed it a little bit upper middle class. Age varied in all stores, but in Express, mainly I think it's to do with the clothing that I sold there. Express has more professional clothing, so it's more the young professionals, 20s to 30s, that shop there, where H&M has a more variety of clothing. So you have more mothers and families that will be represented there. Yeah.
All right, on to social psychological information. At H&M, the shoppers strive to be seen as individuals, trendy, and fashion conscious. And there are many niche social groups which find their styles there, and an example of a niche group might be hipsters. Used to always crack me up with saying that, but hipsters strive to be seen by their peers as unique and individual. Generally, the styles at H&M are European and considered world fashion. And they also have the ability to reach a broad target market because they have a family orientation. And that means that there's people of all ages shopping there, and oftentimes families shop there together. So it's more of an experience with your family. So it's a little different than if you're just shopping by yourself. Social psychological information at Express. The people there strive to be seen as young professionals, and they place an importance on being seen as fashionable, attractive, and on the rise. There's more expensive pricing, which gives an air of Manhattan sophistication, and it also just is more urban, it's more classy. And they have an exclusive market because of their distinctive style of clothing, and their president actually said that Express is the must-have, sexy, sophisticated fashion brand for work, the weekend, and going out. It is what's new and what's now for young, fashion-forward men and women. So that kind of attests to the customer value of refinement and sophistication. And because they have this reputation for that, it's often an aspiration group for other demographics. Consumer behaviors. In H&M, we notice a lot more browsing, a lot more people taking their time looking at everything and buying. And there's also a lot more single item purchases in H&M, and we figured that this probably had a lot to do with the fact that the prices are lower at H&M and the nature of the products. In Express, people tended to buy entire outfits, and this really corresponds to their emphasis on business wear for young professionals. And then times of day was basically the same for both stores. Weekday afternoons, we saw a lot of older women, and we thought maybe this was because they had time to shop during the day, or maybe just that they wanted to avoid, clashing with a lot of the youth that come on the weekends. And weekday and late afternoons and nights was a lot of the younger crowd, as well as on the weekends. But the weekends also were varied, so you spotted a lot of different age groups at that time. And then store strategies and tactics. Both stores played pop fashion music